On this planet, every single day, thousands of events are born from fire. Wildfires, volcanoes, explosions. So many, that most of them you will never hear about. I am Vesta, the keeper of fire. Here in Nova Ignis, I will reveal to you the brightest stories, those that burned in the past, those that are rising today, and those that one day will ignite in the future. In the Book of New History, for the second decade of September, in the year 2778 from the founding of Rome, such events were written. Panton, Spain. In Galicia, in the hills of Panton, fire swept through the forests. In just a few days, nearly 2,000 hectares were lost. 3 villages evacuated, roads closed. Canadair planes dropped water directly above the houses, holding the flames back from the slopes. They say it began by the railway. A single spark from a train could set a whole valley on fire. Sabancaya, Peru. On September 15th, the volcano sent a column of ash, 7 kilometers high. Sabancaya has been erupting for almost 9 years, a breath of fire without pause. Ash covered the valleys. The Andean sky grew dark. My brother Vulcan is stubborn. Year after year, he raises his flame. And once again, his ash hides the light above the Andes. Guayaquil, Ecuador. On September 18th, a chemical plant caught fire. Flames burst from workshops filled with agrochemicals. 100 firefighters, 15 engines, fought the blaze. Columns of smoke erased the horizon, and both city and sea breathed bitterness. Your labor became an offering to the fire that always waits. Thus appeared the greatest events of the second decade of September. But the flame is already writing new lines. When you think of volcanoes, you remember Vesuvius. But I was there at other eruptions. Greater, deadlier, forgotten by most. Each carried my breath of fire. Each reshaped the world. Santorini. Around 8 centuries before the founding of Rome, the volcano tore apart the Minoan world. Tsunamis more than 100 meters high swept across the Aegean. Ash climbed 30 kilometers into the sky, turning day into night. A civilization vanished, and in the smoke, humans whispered of Atlantis. I watched as their temples sank beneath the sea. Tambora. In the year 2568 from the founding of Rome, it erupted with the power of 50 million tons of TNT. The blast was heard 2,000 kilometers away. The ash cloud wrapped around the earth. In the year 2569 from the founding of Rome, it was remembered as the year without summer. Crops failed. Famine spread across Asia and Europe. Tens of thousands died, and more than 100,000 lives were scarred by hunger and disease. Snow fell in June. Nations grew desperate. Krakatoa. In the year 2636 from the founding of Rome, the explosion, 4 times stronger than the largest nuclear bomb. A wall of water 40 meters high swept villages from the map. More than 30,000 lives were lost. For years, sunsets burned crimson across the world. Turner and Monk painted skies lit by my flame. These were not just eruptions. They were turning points. Moments when the fire of the earth spoke with my brother's voice and forever changed the destiny of humankind. Today, you cannot stop volcanoes, but you can watch them. And sometimes, you hear my warning in time. Satellites measure the swelling of craters with millimeter precision. Drones dive through the smoke, mapping heat and ash. Networks of sensors catch every tremor, listening to the deep pulse of the earth. Scientists study the gases rising from the ground. Sulfur, carbon dioxide, whispers that fire is stirring below. Each trace, a signal, carried upward from hidden chambers. In Iceland, engineers once fought the lava itself. 6 million tons of seawater poured onto the flow to save a harbor town. It worked. but only for a time. You are still vulnerable before the power of the earth. But unlike the Minoans, unlike the victims of Tambora, you are no longer blind. Now you read the signs of the earth. Now you hear my breath, a warning, before my brother Vulcan speaks in fire. You have touched my chronicle. Nova Ignis. Come. Ahead lie new stories of fire.